Episode 9, Stoicism and Betrayal. How Stoics process betrayal without bitterness or naïveté. The wound that changes men. There are few experiences that cut as deeply as betrayal. Not loss, not failure, not even injustice. Betrayal. Because betrayal is not just something that happens to you. It happens through someone you trusted, a friend, a partner, a colleague, an ally. And when it happens, it does more than hurt. It rearranges how you see people. Some men become bitter. Some become naive again. Some close themselves off entirely. The Stoics chose a different path. This episode is about that path. Not about pretending betrayal doesn't hurt. Not about forgiving blindly. And not about hardening yourself into emotional stone. But about processing betrayal with clarity, without bitterness, and without losing judgment. Before we go further, a brief invitation. If you value long-form conversations about discipline, judgment, and inner strength, subscribe to this channel. These episodes are not quick advice. They are a framework for living with clarity in difficult conditions. If you've ever been betrayed and struggled with what it did to you internally, hit the like button. It helps this message reach men carrying the same quiet weight. And if you know someone who's been betrayed and is hardening in the wrong way, share this episode. Now stay with me, because how you process betrayal determines who you become afterward. Why betrayal hits differently. Betrayal is not just an external event. It is an internal fracture. It breaks trust in others, confidence in judgment, assumptions about loyalty, the sense of shared reality. When betrayal happens, the pain is not only emotional, it is philosophical. You begin asking, was I wrong about them? Was I wrong about people? Was I wrong about myself? Stoicism took these questions seriously. What the Stoics understood about betrayal. The Stoics were not surprised by betrayal. They considered it possible, not inevitable, but always within the range of human behavior. Why? Because they understood human nature clearly. People act from fear, self-interest, weakness, confusion. Not everyone betrays, but anyone can. This awareness was not cynicism. It was clarity. The Stoic error most men make. Most men commit one of two errors after betrayal. One, bitterness. They replay the event endlessly. They harden emotionally. They generalize distrust to everyone. Two, naïveté. They minimize the betrayal. They rationalize the behavior. They reopen themselves without discernment. Stoicism rejected both. Why bitterness is a second betrayal. Bitterness feels justified. After betrayal, anger feels earned. Resentment feels protective. But the Stoics saw bitterness for what it truly was. Self-harm disguised as moral superiority. Bitterness does not punish the betrayer. It poisons the one who carries it. It keeps you mentally bound to the event. It allows someone else's action to dictate your inner state. Stoicism refuses that surrender. Why naïveté is not virtue. On the other side, some men rush to forgiveness to avoid discomfort. They say, it wasn't intentional. People make mistakes. I don't want to hold grudges. Stoicism did not confuse forgiveness with blindness. Forgiveness without clarity is self-deception. The Stoics believe you could release resentment without restoring access. That distinction matters. The Stoic processing of betrayal. Stoicism approached betrayal in stages. Not emotionally, but rationally. 1. Acknowledge the injury. Stoics did not deny pain. They believed denying injury weakened judgment. You name what happened accurately. Not dramatized. Not minimized. Not moralized beyond facts. Clarity begins here. 2. Separate the act from universal meaning. A betrayal by one person is not a verdict on humanity. Stoics warned against turning personal injury into worldview. They asked, is this about this person or about people in general? This question prevents emotional overreach. 3. Examine expectations. Stoics believe much suffering comes from misplaced expectations. Not expectations of loyalty, but expectations of perfection. They examined what was reasonably expected, what was assumed, what was hoped for without evidence. This is not self-blame. It is self-calibration. For Adjust trust, not humanity. This is a core Stoic move. After betrayal, Stoics did not say, I will never trust again. They said, I will trust more precisely. Trust was not eliminated. It was remeasured. Why Stoics did not seek revenge? Revenge feels like balance. But the Stoics saw revenge as evidence of internal disorder. Why? Because revenge hands your peace to someone else's behavior. It keeps the injury alive. Stoics sought closure through understanding, not retaliation. The Stoic view of the betrayer. This is subtle and powerful. Stoics did not excuse betrayal, but they did contextualize it. They saw betrayal as a failure of character, a collapse under pressure, a limitation of the betrayer, not the betrayed. This perspective prevents internalization. Why Stoics did not harden their hearts? Hardening feels protective, but it comes with a cost. A hardened man loses depth, avoids connection, confuses isolation with strength. Stoicism refused emotional withdrawal. It chose emotional discipline instead, feeling without surrender, trusting without illusion, betrayal and self-respect. One of the Stoics' key concerns was this: do not let betrayal make you betray your own standards. Responding with cruelty, dishonesty, or bitterness corrodes self-respect. Stoicism protects this above all. Modern application of Stoic betrayal. Today, betrayal looks like professional sabotage, broken promises, public disloyalty, private deception. The Stoic response remains the same. Name it clearly, feel it fully, learn from it rationally, adjust access accordingly, release resentment deliberately, not instantly, not performatively, deliberately. When separation is a Stoic choice, Stoics were not afraid to walk away. They believed remaining attached to someone who has revealed unreliability is not loyalty, it is denial. Separation was not punishment, it was alignment. The man who processes betrayal stoically, that man does not deny pain, does not live inside it, does not universalize it, does not repeat it blindly. He becomes wiser, not colder. Before we close, ask yourself honestly, where have I allowed betrayal to harden me? Where have I excused behavior I should have recalibrated? Where would clarity restore my balance? You don't need to answer all of them today. Just one, and then act with judgment. Stoic betrayal defined. Stoicism does not promise immunity from betrayal. It promises clarity afterward. No bitterness. No naïveté. No self-deception. Just understanding and adjustment. That is strength. If this episode gave you a clearer way to process betrayal without losing yourself, subscribe to this channel. These episodes are designed to strengthen judgment, not suppress emotion. If clarity after betrayal matters to you, hit the like button. It helps this message reach men who are quietly carrying the same experience. And if you know someone struggling with bitterness or blind forgiveness after betrayal, share this episode, not as instruction, as perspective. Betrayal reveals character, not only in those who commit it, but in those who survive it. Process it with clarity, and let it refine you, not define you.